Welcome back to Brotherhood Forged. We got episode 20 here. As we go through the 12-month plan that we discussed in the last episode to really build that 2.0 version of yourself, we're adding structure to our brief so that you'll get kind of a warm-up for the Wednesday episode. We'll go through a Bible verse related to the topic ahead, do some kind of summarizations throughout that, and then a challenge to you guys. And then at the very end, stay tuned for something cool that we're working on building a partnership for that we'll talk more about when we get to that part of the segment. Before I go any further at all, I had a visitor this weekend, Ben. I've talked about Ben several times on here. He brought his oldest son over, Teddy, and Teddy is a fan of ours. Teddy likes to listen to the episode with Ben, and he was even ripping through the opening line for me. I think he's got it memorized better than we do. So Teddy, we appreciate you supporting us and listening to us, buddy, and I'm glad that you got to come hold and feed baby Teddy. So we had Teddy rocking and feeding other baby Teddy. And Ben and I did not plan on naming our kids after each other, but that's just a name that we really liked. And I guess that maybe we did. We didn't talk about it, but Ben and I got married 2 weeks after each other. We were in each other's weddings. We actually used part of the suits and stuff from his wedding and my wedding. We've been pretty attached to each other since 6th grade. So he's a good friend of mine from a long time, and it's cool to see Teddy holding and feeding Teddy.
How old is Teddy, the one that has our kind of our intro memorized?
I believe he's going into 2nd grade. I was just looking at an old picture when I went to when we met him as a baby. This was back in 2017. So wow. I think him and Sawyer are pretty close. They'll be the same grade. So he's a big time lacrosse player too. So it's super cool to see that.
That is exciting. And not to mention, we kind of figured out what our tagline is going to be. So that is a new announcement. That would be built different, forged for more.
Love it.
I think that's good. It was kind of a collaboration. I had an idea, Paul had an idea, and we put them together, and we're super happy with that. So going forward, that's what Brotherhood Forged is about in a nutshell. I want to start off today with a Bible verse as we do each and every week. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it.
It's a good one, especially as we dive into this episode on Wednesday, which is about core values. So to kind of some core lessons from this one that kind of center around core values as well. Your values shape your action. What's rooted in your heart determines how you show up in life. What you treasure the most, whether that's honesty, faith, integrity, loyalty, it all starts within your heart. If you got the right heart set, to play off of the 5 a.m. Club book, if you have the right heart set, all else will fall into place.
What you mentioned there, boom, that's the essence of core values, right? So what I kind of have is values must be protected. As the Bible verse said, guard your heart intentionally or the world will shape it for you. That really makes sense to me. And if you let bitterness, pride, or fear in at all, they're going to start driving your life, which you don't want to do.
Man, think about if you were to let the world shape it for you. And just think about, we'll never do politics on here because that's just not where we want to go with it. But think about how divided people have been. And if you let the world determine your heart and your real heart set of who you are as a person, you can really lose sight of yourself pretty easily and very quickly, especially if you're too tuned into the wrong stuff, whether that be social media, the news, whatever it is. You have to be very intentional about what you're allowing into your heart.
Yeah. And when you say that real quick, what you're allowing into your heart is everything. It's through your ears, through your eyes, even what you consume. So keep that in mind. You're going to hear a little background noise. This is real life. And the girls are in the background on Paul's end, and it's okay. So
they're building a fort, and apparently they're just fighting. But now I think we made up. So
it's gonna be okay. We're gonna keep rolling.
We'll get through it. I've rolled through a baby spitting up on me before. We'll roll through this one too. All right, my next point for us is legacy starts within. You can't lead others well if you're not aligned internally with yourself. It all starts with you. And if you're not aligned with yourself, you can't lead yourself well, then you can't expect to lead others around you very well either.
And that's not just at home. That's in life because you're being watched all the time. We talked about that at the prayer group this morning. People are always watching.
Mm-hmm.
You can't lead a way you're not living.
Right.
And the next one I'd say is direction flows from connection. And what I mean there is a well-guarded heart. It keeps you steady when life gets chaotic.
And that can happen very easily. And without notice, like we talked about before, life can change so quickly.
Can it, though? One of the guys in our group wasn't there today. His wife has a tumor the size of a bowling ball inside of her. They're not going to remove it till August. So you talk about life can change in an instant. Obviously, a bowling ball sized tumor wasn't in an instant, but they probably didn't find out right away. So, yeah, it can change quick.
Yeah. I was thinking of him, praying for him too. That's tough, man. There's no way around. That's really tough. Alignment beats intention. Don't just hope to be a good man. Build a code that starts in the heart. That's all about, if you're not intentional about what you're doing and you're just hoping for it to happen, it will never actually happen. You'll just keep drifting through until you finally decide and draw that line in the sand and say, this is who I'm going to become, and become it. Otherwise, if you keep hoping, you'll get 5, 10, 15 years down the road and be like, I missed a lot of actionable steps down the road because I kept hoping instead of doing.
Yeah. When I hear hoping, I hear a wish. And a wish is absolutely useless without action, without discipline, without intention. And your values are your filter. Whatever you let in, like I just talked about a minute ago, whether that be media, radio, television, whatever, books, voices, influences, they're going to either reinforce or they're going to erode you.
Want to live with purpose? Start with your heart. Not your resume, not your reputation, but your inner life, where your values are set. It all starts, like we said before, it starts with inside of you, not the external stuff.
And the last one would be living from your values requires daily guarding. Core values are not one-time decision, but they're commitments you got to make each and every day. And they have to be conscious because they're not always just going to happen. They get easier. They do become more natural. But initially, it's going to take some thought. It's going to take some processing to make them happen.
Every day you have a choice. And it could be several choices throughout that day. Do I want to keep living in line with my core values, or do I want to go through and allow whatever happened around me to determine my outcome, or my output, or my outcome, or determine my mood and my energy? When your alarm goes off in the morning, I'm really guilty of this. Hitting snooze, that's a choice. Am I choosing to be aligned in my core values, or am I choosing comfort and avoiding that decision that I need to make? And it's just everything you do. After your alarm goes off, maybe that's putting on your running shoes or going down to your workout room. That's another choice. Is that a choice that aligns with my values, or is that a choice that continues to allow the world and everything around me to determine myself? So something to be mindful of. I mean, not to sound doom and gloom on it, but you just have to continue to make the right choices toward those directions. And if you don't, that's okay. Reflect on it, learn from it, and figure out how you can make that different choice the next time.
I don't think it's doom and gloom at all. I think it's just tough love. It's
Mhm.
honesty, but it's what we all need.
Yeah, you and I both, we're giving each other self-love. As we go through this 2.0, we're working together to really push each other and hold each other accountable.
Both of us are, as we spoke last episode, are on a new workout plan. New to me, not new to Paul, where we're following Corey Gregory and the max effort stuff. And I need Paul to hold me accountable and ask me every day if I've worked out yet and if I'm eating right, and doing the same for him. Boils down to core values. One of mine is absolutely health.
And you say not new to me, but it kind of is, because the last time I was with Corey G, I've been with Corey G since about, like I said, 2012. Started using his website his app when it launched in 2015. But the first go around with that, I was really big into the powerlifting stuff. So Corey and a couple other guys that he's close with, the programming they had got me up to a 405 bench press, 635 deadlift, and 645 squat, I believe. It might be 35.
Wow.
But so this is new to me in the sense that I'm not in that world anymore. I'm not still putting that much weight on my back because life has changed for me. I have 3 kids now. I have different priorities. I don't have the same dedication that I have to those workouts. But what's cool is Corey has also evolved too as a father, and his priorities and his commitments to things have changed too. So now he's got Pump 30 on there. So this is new to me in the sense that I'm doing the workouts completely different than what I used to before. But the intention of the decision is still there for me to make. Just because I'm not doing what I used to do doesn't mean I don't need to do anything at all. It's just a matter of finding something different and rolling with it. So this is kind of newer to me. Corey's not, his programming's not, but this is a new style of it for me, which is nice because it fits my schedule really nicely.
Yeah, it's important to realize that we all do have to evolve. We have to change as we get older. As I've mentioned, I'm 20 years older, and you can probably tell by looking at me as well, than Paul. What I could do 20 years ago, I definitely can't even think about doing today. I've never been the athlete that Paul is, but I've definitely evolved over time. And Corey has so many options as far as what I can do. It's a perfect fit for me. All right, the listener challenge, becoming your 2.0 self. This will lead into Wednesday's core value exercise. You don't become the 2.0 version of yourself by accident. You become him or her by alignment. So this week, just take 10 minutes and ask yourself the following questions. What do I say I value? What does my life actually reflect? Where's there a gap between who I am and who I'm becoming? Then pick one core value you want to live more fully this week, write it down, define it, and act on it daily. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be intentional.
That is a deep question. Where is there a gap between who I am and who I'm becoming? If you think about that, man, you really have to audit a lot of your day, whether you're spending your time doing the wrong stuff, getting distracted, drifting. And it's probably that death by a thousand cut type thing. Like you're not actually going through it every day, or it could even be a week or a month before you really realize how drastic that difference is. But if you think about the compound effect, if you keep doing that decision daily, weekly, monthly, 6 months, 12 months, then you can get really far off track of who you're trying to become. But by default, you're becoming that person based off what you're not doing that you said you wanted to do.
Yeah, this week I started doing anabolic fasting, which is tough. So I'm basically eating between 12 and 8. So it's very new to me. Before I was getting up in the morning, I was eating sweets way too often. Very high protein, no crap during the day. And then at night, I eat a banana and smash some peanut butter. It's pretty amazing. Daily habit. Now, each day's not been perfect, but I'm focused on that each and every day. I will reach my goals.
Making that choice every day. Sorry, I kept cutting you off.
You're fine. You're fine.
Our last segment we got here for you guys is the partnership we're working on. So we've been talking about Corey G. His supplement company is Max Effort Muscle. These guys are awesome. The supplements are awesome. I've been using them on and off since they first came out, which I believe was not long after his app launched in 2015. But we're working on the partnership with them. So what we're doing is a new segment called Max Effort Mindset. So as we go through each episode, we're going to bring something to you guys as far as the mindset goes, just to live in that max effort, intentional mindset of it. A forged man lives by values, not emotions. Max effort isn't doing more. It's doing what matters with conviction. Guard your heart by protecting your time and habits. Show up like your 2.0 self before you feel ready. So this week, as you're going through this, keep your promises. Honor your values in private. Do what you said you would when no one's watching. And lead yourself like your legacy is on the line. Remember, your kids will one day have a story to tell about you. And this is where you start writing that.
Forged men move with purpose every day. That's it for this brief. We appreciate you all. Appreciate the potential collaboration with Max Effort. And we're excited to be here. Excited to do this. Be blessed, y'all.
See you guys.